FE7x. I mentioned this last time, but since I don't know exactly how much more there is to this game, it is still a fairly early build, or at the very least, very much so an incomplete build. The project's been in the works for a while, and it still has a lot to go, but the progress that I've seen so far has been fantastic. But it's already surprised me with how much there is, but I have a feeling there isn't too much more. So like last time, this might be a short stream. Yeah, depends on how much more we run into. Depending on what people want, I may try to reopen that Sacred Stones randomizer, see what a more ambitious randomization might give me. Maybe poke around another hack or so. After this, whenever it ends up finishing, I might go back and try playing a few more fighting games. Not sure yet. I think I am interested in doing another playthrough of just the vanilla build of Genealogy, FE4. So I have some friends who are interested in seeing some of the older games that aren't quite as accessible. I mentioned maybe doing GBA games, but I've heard the SNES ones were in a little more demand, and that's fine. I've played Genealogy once, so it might be interesting to go back and play it again. Maybe try out some different pairings. That was, for anyone who doesn't know, that was the first Fire Emblem game to have the marriage and generations system. I don't want to just call it pairing because it's not a pair up like it is in Awakening and Fates. It's just couples form and they have a kid. 2 kids usually. And it does the generational split in a way that's different than Awakening and Fates. A lot of people prefer, a lot of at least the core fans, the more diehard fans of the series prefer Genealogy's way of doing a generational split, because the 2 generations are kept more separate, and because they don't mix as much, it's a lot easier on the writing side of things. I know Awakening gets itself into... Awakening and Fates both kind of dig themselves into writing holes a bit while trying to force the children characters to be in. In both cases, aside from Lucina, the children characters tend to be more or less irrelevant to the story, and then they just don't... They lack the impact that they could have in order to try to preserve what there is of the main story. I'm kind of winging this here. I didn't really plan out a discussion on genealogy and generational gaps, but trying to kill some time until some people show up. But yeah, it looks like next Fire Emblem thing that I do on this channel will probably be FE4. I played it originally on my PSP, emulating it, so I have to go and try to figure out how to get it on my computer. It shouldn't be hard, since I'm pretty sure most people played it on a computer emulator. I just have to make sure I've got the right assets and so on. But I'm not quite prepared to do that today, so I won't be starting that today. might be interesting to segue from FE4 directly into Thracia, which is the only core game that I haven't, the only Fire Emblem story in the main series that I've not experienced in some capacity or another. I haven't technically played 1 through 3, but I have experienced their storyline through Shadow Dragon, New Mystery, and Echoes. And while the gameplay experience can be different between the remake and the original, I'm not exactly in a rush to go back and sift through some of the more archaic aspects of those older games. Maybe I will eventually. But I have not played Thracia before, and aside from maybe looking up some mechanical stuff just to make sure I know what I'm doing, because I know that it doesn't have the patching scene for Thracia is not in the best state, though there is a promise of better stuff on the horizon. It's not quite there yet. I know there is a menu patch and there's a script translation, and they are thus far incompatible, so you can't have both. So here we go. Yeah, there's a bunch of fans that are probably also like, what's Thracia? Though, thanks to Heroes, there aren't too many of them anymore. The Heroes has done a good job of spreading awareness of some of the older games, even if it's kind of taken a little while to get there. So next up for FE7x, I'm doing another Uther chapter. So Isadora and Harkin might actually promote. Yeah, and then you have some diehards that are kind of those crotchety, grizzled veterans who might try to convince you that they'd rather have no exposure than questionably accurate exposure with the whole Reinhardt thing. Leave in Thracia, from what I've heard, Reinhardt himself is quite a minor character. I'm not sure if he's a boss for maybe 1 or 2 chapters, but I'm not sure. I don't think he has much story significance, and owes pretty much all of his popularity to Heroes. Incidentally, I hear, as broken as he is in Heroes, he's actually even stronger in Thracia, kind of combining his 2 versions of Heroes in that he's got, did he have, like, was it Vantage and Dire Thunder? His special tome was able to guarantee double attack, like at the Brave effect, but player phase and enemy phase. I think the first time you encounter him, you're not supposed to actually kill him. You're supposed to run from him. But yeah, Thracia being kind of a final frontier for me. I've heard a lot of very interesting things about it. They say it does a lot of things good, but it also does a lot of things bad. It's like, who thought it was a good idea to make stabs have a chance of missing when healing? Hit percentages never go higher than 99 and lower than 1. Status stabs have infinite range, and Fog of War obscures terrain as well. It's just blackness. But on the other hand, you've got the whole capture system, the fatigue system, that kind of add, or at the very least force more strategic decisions on the part of the player, and give it a depth that other games don't really have. I'll go ahead and get started here, and anyone else coming can trickle in. Again, their fault for being late. Actually, I wanted the checkpoint because that's, I think, saves my preparations. Yeah. Haven't changed anything, so I don't need to resave. I think we're pretty good here. Don't have a convoy. Alright. Let's start. I figured they would jump in, and just wasn't sure when. Well, in Fates, killing people near each other raises your affection. You don't want her to answer that. Oh, she's a dark mage. That's neat. He's the regular mage, a pupil. They're both trainees, though. I have mixed feelings about this game handing me so many trainee classes, especially when, well, I guess it kind of makes sense that the enemies aren't also trainees, but the movement restrictions definitely hurt a bit. So it's a slightly updated thunder animation, or at least the pupil side of it. The thunder strike itself is the same, but the thunder appearing next to him, kind of in the same way that the fire tome summons pillars of fire around the caster before it actually strikes. Got a Lance Reaver down there. I have exactly one axe user. Never mind, I don't have any axe users. This is apparently a Sacred Stone style paladin. So I guess I have to throw a sword at the Lance Reaver, who Eagler, yeah, obviously paladin. Uther himself is not a trainee class. He's got the whole full 5 movements, and I believe is just Hussar after that. Hussar is full nomad, though he also has only 6 move, which I don't know if that was a stylistic change or if he's actually meant to be like a trainee nomad, or we'll see what Tony promotes to if I get that far. I wanted to take out both of these guys, but I don't think I have the firepower in range. Especially since Harkin is still super flimsy for some reason. Don't know why I expected him to tank. It's not gonna happen. Got a halberd over here, just to make sure I don't abuse Eagler. I probably shouldn't have attacked with Magnus. So I put Magnus out here. I guess I can still rescue him. Not anymore. Diversity in the ranks while everyone is I guess I can't say it like that, but while I still don't have an axe user. Other than the axe user, I do have a decent mix of weapons. Yeah, he isn't plot dead. Yeah, I was thinking about that a little bit earlier in that since Marcus isn't plot dead, but since he's retired from battle here, he theoretically in this alternate universe, he probably depends on how badly he was injured. But if he never gets back into the knighthood, then the plot of 6 and 7 may not happen in this timeline, to say the least. What is your defense? Okay, 2 defense, 10 speed. Oh, you're actually... I probably could have left Magnus there. He's actually surprisingly bulky. That's what I get for not checking. You've got a lot of range. Gotta come down here. Marcus Gabriel universe. You're taking a lot of hits there. Ugh. 92. Come on. Okay, well, no one died. That's good. I can't afford to bench anyone. That's a good level up. Seven defense. Gonna burn through the Slim Lance real fast, but it's alright. Sorry, I was gonna take that Iron Lance next turn as long as I don't make sure no one else takes it to the face like Madeline. Though by going in like this, I do need to make sure that I killed all four of those enemies, or at least keep this block formation reasonably intact. Isidora's actually got really good speed. Is he carrying someone? I wasn't paying enough attention last turn. Did he pick this guy up, or did he just start with him? Because that's kind of interesting. I had kind of brainstormed a potential AI behavior like this one at one point, where like the foreguard it takes those skill speed penalties, and they at least keep their strength and defense, and they can kind of loosen up the enemy. But once you kill them, the enemy that was riding with them pops out, and you have to deal with them. And I think that has some potential for some interesting situations. That works. Defense is good, but less so for an archer. Can I? Alright. Anything? Alright, you can't kill it. She's like one of my second fastest ones, unless this is... Oh, she's getting weighed down super hard. Yeah, though in Fates it worked a bit differently because the lead character got bonuses rather than got penalties. Okay, so she actually only has 6 attack speed? This actually seems a little too high. 7 and... Oh, wait, 7 and... Oh, wait, 7 and 3. I was comparing it against her speed. Yeah, it was just an idea. I think it would require a little more work, like potentially having like AoE skills deal damage to both of them, or have like maybe a stance kind of deal where the lead character might take more penalties in exchange for protecting the carried ally, and when that's not there, anyone in that carrying scenario attacking one deals damage to both, or reduce damage to one. I don't know. It's just kind of spitballing, but I think that though it was a headache in Fates, it did have interesting applications. She just turned into a very different character in battle, huh? Not sure how to feel about that. Alright, so I gotta remember Magnus. Magnus is a tank. He doesn't look like it, but he is. Yeah, she did seem to go on quite a bit there. Let's see. Eagler can probably erase at least one of these. Isadora finish this one by herself? Yes, she can. She can't reach anyone else. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do. That's still my second favorite animation so far of this game. I was hoping for a bit more, but maybe between him and Uther's Claymore, that should be enough, I think. The 22, and yeah, that's just barely enough. I need both of them to hit. Well, there goes that plan. That's my second whiff over 80% tonight. And Eagler's not fast enough to delete this guy, but maybe between him and Harkin I can. And then I only have to take one hit from a javelin user who can actually throw his weapon over my defensive wall anyway. So, oh well. Alright. No, not much point trying to defend against him. Or to try to block him. Alright, so Madeline or okay, as not who I was expecting him to attack, considering there's a archer there and my healer out in the open. Yeah, this one I expected. Okay. Is that reinforcements or did they... Oh no, okay, so the Cavalier came in and dropped the mage. See, now that's clever. It's gonna be a pain for me, but... Once again, already proving that can program AI to do more complex stuff than... Come on. Any fatalities I may sustain tonight may not have actually been my fault this time. I have no choice in this particular matter. Alright, I can block the mage by doing this. I do have a fair number of attacks to play with. Chance of crit, but I still have a lot of uses on it, so I can afford to. 100% hit means I'll get... Ooh. Well, that was interesting. That's really cool, but also what? I am as speechless as you are. It's not something a scout should be doing, though maybe she has, like, trick shot experience? I mean, it's not awful, theoretically, if I was looking at it properly. Like, her accuracy would be really shaky, but using her foot to extend the drawback on the bow should theoretically draw more power out of it. It would draw more power than spinning the arrow before firing, at the very least. I do want to put Isadora on this fort. She needs some healing. But I also... Oops. Yeah, I may have to do that. Well, Eagler needs to do some work here, I think. Because I don't think Isadora could actually launch an attack on this mage and possibly kill. 7 to 11. She get with 12. That should be fast enough to double. 12 attack to 3 res. I'm not sure that's safe. 20 or 16, 15, maybe 14 if I'm lucky, and the weapon triangle scales a little bit more than the +1, -1 that I'm used to for the GBA games. I haven't quite pinned down what the bonuses are in this one yet, mostly because I haven't been scientific enough about it. I guess if I do this, I can protect Eagler from the halberd with Isadora. Aerie looks like she's got some good resistance. I just hope this hits. Good. It's a neat dodge animation. I kind of like it. I can use heal. So Isadora will have to take the shine, but it doesn't hurt too much. I'm just a little afraid of crit. But don't have too many other options. Okay, only 1% crit. What is a monk doing as a soldier and as an officer? Okay, that's, oh, support's helping her out too. Oh, that's neat. Got a warrior crit. Those are real reinforcements there. Claymore can deal with them. Hello. Who are you? Some neat looking armor. Babel's like a half-crazed child but has only one arm. Have we met a character like that? More specifically, has Uther's party met a character like that? I guess not. Huh. That wasn't joining me. I expected better. Yeah, neither did Harkin. Yeah. No crit on this one. Yeah. Wow, fast enough to double me. Alright. Well, Eagler kind of needs... I do kind of need this mage to stop existing. With Eagler the only one able to reach, he's going to have to Jagan mage. I see what else I can do about this boss, because I just realized I probably don't have the power to kill him. You've got good res. You've got decent res, so I might be able to at least kind of box him in. Maybe not. He can still get to Harkin, unfortunately. No, I don't. Oh, how much danger is Harkin in? 15. So I'll be left with a 1 hit point afterwards. 10. Oh, except I'm in range of the ballista as well. I don't have enough. See, this is the problem with having trainees. 2, 3, 4, 5. I suppose having not been a trainee, I still would not have gotten far enough to box him in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, no. If Magnus had not been a trainee with only 4 movement, I could have put him in here after killing the Troubadour with Isadora, and that would have prevented the boss from being able to reach Harkin. But that's unfortunately out of my reach now. I do have these guys, but they're not close enough to do anything helpful either. So Harkin is probably dead. It was a good idea. Oh, boss does not have a vulnerary. Oh, it's generic Troubadour. But yeah, that was a good idea. I did forget that they sometimes do that. I might be better off just killing the Troubadour anyway, because that puts Isadora in support range of Harkin, and any damage I do to the boss is probably just going to get healed off next turn anyway. This way, Isadora doesn't take extra damage. In the unlikely event I can lure the boss into attacking Tony, I guess I might as well. And same thing with Aerie. Do I stay down here with them? They kind of need healing, so I'm going to regroup. I'm just defending here anyway. Hey, yeah. Ow. But yay. Oof, Claymore must be only at 2x. Oh, ow. Well, that was a really cool map animation for Ballista. I just hated being on the wrong side of it. That did so much damage. And it tells you it has got 10 ammo. Do I have no way of really telling how much power it actually has. Did at least 16 attack because he had at least 2 defense, 2 to 3 defense plus the support for Isadora, which is actually still there, a little surprisingly. And now those other horsies I have to deal with. Honestly, Hussar's Brave Bow is going to be the safest thing to deal with this. Huh. Yeah. He's not super flimsy in FE7, though I suppose that is after his knighthood and bulking up, and I guess. But still, the fact that he's as flimsy or more so than Isadora, who, I mean, I guess she's getting knight training already, whereas Harkin hasn't yet, but still. Yeah, it's only a 2 times multiplier. No effective weapons here, right? That is not what your range actually is. I wonder if that... Oh, so maybe that's not 10 ammo and that's actually a 9-turn cooldown on the ballista? Which almost seems like nerfing it in the opposite extreme. But if they're going to make it that strong, then I guess, maybe. Alright, so I want to attack with Tony, but I also can't overextend there because half my troop can't move very far. Five defense is now bulky. Oof. I was hoping to kind of close off a bit here, but I'm out of range, unfortunately. Oh, right, he can kind of heal. But wait. Oh, well. Oh yeah, Uther's down 1 health. I lost the torch that Harkin picked up because he died with it. Great. Alright. Defense chapter with a bunch of offense phase, player phase units. Okay, so they can't wrap around from there. They just don't have the movement to do so. That's good. Heal Hussar with Madeline. I don't know if any of the GBA games do it. I know some of the 3DS games will do that stuff, that a character that dies, their inventory is sent to your convoy. Fortunately, Hussar's fast. Okay. Speed's still good. Isadora's almost promoted. Harkin didn't make it. Four. Oh wow, she's only 4. She's also technically the same class as Magnus, curiously. Oh no, pupil versus page, okay. That's confusing. I'm not sure why they did that, but so Magnus is a page, but his sprite and his battle and map animations and sprites are that of a pupil from Sacred Stones. Aeries' class is called Pupil, and she has unique animations. This is acceptable. How many turns do I have to hold this line for? 16 turns? Oof. This guy hits hard. They did give me a Lance Reaver, didn't they? Sure would be nice if I... Okay, I do at least have 2 people who can use it. What do you have? Do you have a Lance? I can make use of that. Not bad. They can't all be super flashy, but that was still pretty nice. Wanted to kill with Civil, but doesn't have enough. She doesn't have enough power. So I understand why Isadora and Marcus and Harkin were trainee classes, and I'm kind of okay with Tony and Sybil being trainee classes, though I think they probably should be full-fledged proper normal classes rather than trainees. Magnus and Aerie being trainees doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Both of these seem like independent travelers who should have enough competence in their craft to justify them being able to survive on their own, and that's not what a trainee is. And Magnus certainly doesn't look like a trainee by any means. He looks like he's kind of experienced, to say it politely. Aerie may be young enough to be, but at the same time, she also doesn't conduct herself in the manner that I would expect a trainee would. Do you have anything worthwhile? Grabbing a javelin's a good idea. I may need some more stuff, but I can come back. Maybe. I mean, he's already level 8. defense and resistance are pretty good. Everything else is kind of subpar. Can't be stingy with these. Hellfire, huh? It got toned down a bit, just a bit. It's not quite as heavy, but it also doesn't hit quite as hard. It's also a little awkward that the enemies seem to have more skills than my characters do. Though I suppose that might be the trainee aspect coming into play. Alright, so I guess well, that 9 didn't change, so maybe that is actually 9 shots, though his range does now reflect the ballista's range, so let's see if he shoots at me and then he goes into a cooldown to reload. Maybe I can charge in and take him out. That would be just what I need. That is an 8 con mage. All of them are 8 con. Alright, Magnus. So you're on tanking duty. Sybil can have the forest, and Magnus will just Alright, so that didn't hurt Uther too much. Sure. I'm only taking 3 damage from him, but I'm taking 20 damage from this guy. Alright, that's cool. Sure. 21 attack. So, like, weapon triangle must be kind of crazy. It might be like that wasn't support bonuses, that was the 20 might. So I move here. She doesn't have support with anyone here, don't think. I haven't been checking. Madeline and Eagler. The ballista, it does have 10 shots, but it does seem to need to cool down in between. Let's see, 10 weight, 9 speed, 8 speed. Okay, so I'm not gonna double here, but I can weaken him. don't think, yes, even with the Ballista's case, I don't think it was the support bonuses that was the difference in might. It was the fact that Uther has 12 defense and Harkin had like 3. Alright, so if I can kill... It's gonna pincushion this guy. Good. Not good. Hmm. 8 res. I should be able to block off these two and protect Hussar. Though I can't attack with Sybil on this turn then. She needs to go here. Since you're not a threat, and you should be even less of a threat. Alright. Ooh, interesting. Hellfire animation changed. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It is interesting, but I think I like the original one a little bit better, just because I kind of liked the orbs that came out alongside the Pillar of Fire. But that's just me. This one is more dynamic. Okay. So, no more of that ballista. 8, 10. Let's get Isadora out of the trainee class as soon as possible, even though I like its animation. Putting her on a horse is going to be infinitely more useful. She doesn't have siege training, so even though she's my archer, I can't put her on the ballista. It won't do anything. Keep them together for now, just in case something pops out up here. Oof. Eight speed is not fast enough. I mean, 10 speed isn't really... Even 10 speed is not fast enough to double most of these enemies. And everyone else is only that fast or slower. Oof. I'll take that. It's at least some decent damage. Oh, okay, thunder beats fire. So we do have the thunder, wind, fire triangle inside Anima here. That's neat. Radiant Dawn did that. And then all kinds of anima are weak to dark and strong against light. Sybil does seem to hit decently hard, despite not having that much speed. What is her strength? That Magus band is helping her out with +2 power. Oh, coming from over there. Huh? Can I actually beat him? I theoretically might. Lightbrand would be nice to get, but I... I suppose we can try. We need to... But I don't want to overextend and get overwhelmed. Might be a target to kind of aim for when I know the chapter better, not being my first playthrough. Because like, if these guys charge and then there's reinforcements show up and I've already diverted some of these troops to try to help up top, then I'm looking at a lose condition. There is an arena, and I'm not sure I'm going to have time to use it. Alright, oh, you got a hand axe. You also hit really hard. 20 attack. How do you get? Do you have? Oh, wait. Okay. The focus. I do also want to feed Isadora experience. She is 17 experience points from promoting. But this is a good bottleneck for me to use here. Why does she have a javelin? I have an extra javelin. It's okay. I have someone who could use a javelin that's not close enough to get it from her. Oh well. Could also lure. There's one space where the ballista can't hit, but this cavalier can. This is FE7x. It's a fan-made game that is a prequel to FE7. So if you've played 7, then you might recognize Isadora as a direct character. I had Marcus, but he died. Eagler appeared, but wasn't playable. Depending on how closely you paid attention to the lore of 7, Madeline, Hussar, and Uther should all be familiar names as well. And Uther is Hector's older brother. He is my lord at the moment. It's fine. Path of Radiance was a great game too. I don't want to waste turns on this, but I also want to give him defensive terrain. Okay, so they do have They do have a return of reload. Does still hit pretty hard. From full health to that in one shot through 7 defense. So that was 12 plus 7. No. 13 plus 7. 20 damage. And they're incoming now. But can I block them in? I can kind of block them in. Ooh. Depends on what this guy has. He's got a hatchet, and not the throwing kind, so that's okay. Come on, Ari, get better than one stat level ups here. Okay, everyone get better than one stat level ups, please. May have to let Hussar take a blow. He's got as much defense as Magnus, so that should be okay. It'll still hurt, but... the archer can't fire again. Are you going? Are you making a break for the border? Well, I can kind of probably fix that here. Lance, sword, okay. Eagler can run to meet them if they're going to ignore me to try to hit the border, which they might. I have no comment on Ike Soren. He's making a break for it there, isn't he? Can't let you do that, Cavalier. I should have moved her down. This is okay still. Uther's got 5 full movements. Can kill this guy and then box in the Cavalier with Uther. Sword Cavalier. I mean, she had a sword before, but a little disappointed at no ponytail, but the helmet still works. She didn't get any defense either. Alright, Uther will just outright kill this guy. That is fine as well. I'd say Magnus is probably the next closest to promoting. Oh, Ballista's back up. So I gotta make sure everyone can take a 20 damage hit. Assuming that weapon triangle stuff doesn't still apply, because that would be some nonsense. Imagine Ballista always have weapon triangle advantage in addition to other stuff. 3 defense, but 30 hit points. Let's see, can you kill? Probably. I mean, 20 damage from a ballista is about what it had before. I'm mostly feeling it because my troops are so fragile. And yeah, actually getting into their range is optional. I could just turtle up at the defensive point. Little worried that if Eagler couldn't double him, I might not have been able to kill him. (31 to 15) was 16 damage. Okay, yeah, so that is 20 damage as expected. And I can actually lure him off the ballista now entirely. Get him to come to me and then beat him up. Got 3 turns left. Yeah. Well, I suppose I can try. Yeah, we got an announcement for a Nintendo's E3 presentations June 12th this year. If we don't get anything from there, then in for a rough rest of the year. Considering it's, I believe, still slated to come out this year, but to have no word on it until its release. Start. Oh, I want to support them. I was the one standing in the forest too. Still not enough power. And now I don't really have any more reason to be down here after this. Just one. That'll weaken him. Acceptable. And Aerie can go in and attempt to finish him off if Magnus somehow misses. Misses at 99%. Which is, if this is 2 RNG, then it's higher than 99%, but I haven't confirmed that either. Nor defense, okay. Another level up for Madeline, that's good. Oh, they got the support. And what do I do with you? And hope for a crit. And I didn't get it. Not been getting very good level ups overall, have I? Tonight. One turn. L's not in this party. Kind of keep expecting the sword calves to return from their striking pose to their neutral pose with that sword spin that Elibe does with Durandal. There's no real rhyme or reason for it, I just keep expecting that. One turn to see if I can kill this guy, and I'm considering he's got a lance, I'm not super optimistic. 14. 8. 17. Right, thank you. Why is she the one teaching him? Alright. I mean, there might be more merit to that theory of Magnus having a midlife crisis than we thought. Deciding to change careers into the spell slinger. What is that? Gas from rote, which is a fine thing if you want stable, well-formed spells. Glorified onager? I'm actually not familiar with that word. So this relationship is fine, but I don't think Aerie should be a trainee class in that case, especially one that's a lower level at the start than Magnus, if she's supposed to be the mentor in this particular duo. Interesting. Yeah, Madeline and Eagler, who are on opposite sides of the map. That's not happening. I did want to grab another Slim Sword. To replace Isadora's, since Slim Swords are not useless in this version. Anything else? I don't have a lot of money to work with. I think I'm good. Iron Bow, maybe? I want to conserve my money for now. I know Magnus has a red gem on him, but I haven't had a chance to cash it in. So I'm contemplating Lance Reaver to do 14 damage, passing the Lance Reaver then to Eagler via Isadora, and then having him attack with the Lance Reaver. It should do 1 extra damage. However, if he switches to the light brand, then I might be in trouble. Which it does appear that he can use it. Yeah, if I had an extra turn, I might have been able to actually do this. Oof, she can't kill that either. light brand could spell the end of Uther, depending on how much it hurts. Since I'm not, light brand damage calculation has always kind of puzzled me. I'm not sure exactly where it comes from. Sometimes it's half the strength plus might calculated against resistance. Sometimes it's their full strength against plus might against resistance. I'm gonna play it a little safer. For this run, maybe if I attempt this in the future again, I may go a bit more aggressive and get there soon enough to try to get the light brand. But at this rate, I'm only gonna get the Iron Great Lance instead because he's gonna switch. Give Isadora this kill for some experience. And then I guess I can visit the house. See what it has to say. Okay. I kind of expected something along those lines, but I wasn't sure what the origin was. Yeah, defense chapters are easy to get wrong, but they're also, when they're done right, they provide a lot of change of pace, and can be interesting to help force you to play differently. They can emphasize different types of units, especially armor units that normally get very badly left behind on other more offensive victory conditions. They can really, armored type units can actually really shine on defensive stages, defensive maps, defensive chapters. Interesting. Shouldn't handle your organs. Yeah. This guy's interesting. He looks kind of like a douche with that mustache, but he's actually very surprisingly honorable. Whoa, custom CG? Look at this art, though. So Solomon was behind this. Solomon was the politician that I believe hired Eliza's crew and was the one that is pursuing Tristan. Whoa. They see through their true nature already. Interesting. She's usually rejuvenated after a good slaughter. He's not sorry. Just look at that face. So you say. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Oh. FE6 spoilers. Though I do like that they're making Uther distinct from just another Hector. That would have been definitely the easy way to go about it, but Uther has, despite definitely sharing a lot of characteristics with Hector, with his younger brother, he is his own person, and he's handling this political dance a lot better than Hector would have, which, being... I don't know how old he is now compared to how old Hector is in 7, but I like that that distinction is being made, and I respect that the writing is accounting for it. Hey, another chapter. Nothing there. So, interestingly, when I started at chapter 6, it did ask me for whether or not I wanted to take the stats of Eliza's crew from 4 or 4X. And it didn't actually come into play here, which I kind of expected it to, because that's what happened the last time it asked me to check for stats. I believe it was 4. I think it was chapter 4 asked me for Tristan's stats, and then in that chapter I actually ran into Tristan's crew as enemies, and they had the stats and levels of the group of when I was playing them. And this one didn't ask anything. Arkin was given forms to practice, but he couldn't do them because he was dead. Uther's where was I going with this? I like that Uther is also clever enough to know when he needs to set aside his honor. Off balance and keep them all there. Okay. Even the armored guy has a name? A holy mission, huh? They're afraid, they're desperate, or at least that's what they're telling. Bart. I'd have to go back and re-look through everything, but I'd be impressed if every NPC actually had a name. But I wouldn't put it past them. I'm not sure Marcus can do that either. I believe that. Madeline yells at her cooking. Shokugeki win. Pie jokes. Oh, they... that was... excuse me. Oh, I think I've seen this guy before, but I don't remember exactly. Oh, so the guy on the NPC on the left was a messenger that the Lord didn't like his message, if I recall. He seems to be an ally of Ostia, though. Child. We got a base camp. That's awesome. Training? What does this do? Select a healer to oversee training. Eagler is viable because he has sacrifice. Select the units who will participate. Oh. Interesting. Oh, no. That thing still kind of eludes me. Sure. Oh, this is interesting. I mean, I keep saying that, but do I have to do anything here? Do I hit stop? Don't kill him. Okay. Okay, so since it's just training, it doesn't die, but and they do get healed back to full. I'm still amused that he counts as a viable healer. So what are these bars then? S for... No, that's just... Pit against each other. Practice matches training is limited by staff use. Okay. So Magnus, since Magnus is so close, I want to try to give him the experience, but... I mean, I guess I could do Sybil again because she's close. Skip that since I assume the outcome is kind of the same regardless of how the battle actually plays out. So I've got one more to do. Honestly, those two are still probably the prime options. Though I can give Tony and Eri some experience. We won't be seeing Tony's ridiculous crit animation. I like this kind of training. This is neat. I didn't expect them saying that we're going to pit them against sparring to have actual consequences, or not consequences, but an actual gameplay factor. What's a codex? Huh. I mean, it is grayed out. So what's the quartermaster have to say? You've got a hat. Mister will suffice. So what did that actually do, if anything? Is he... Oh, he's my convoy. Okay. What does this do? Heals adjacent allies. That's nice. I like that. This 85% Australian to wear. Alright, I can sell that. Can I sell that? I don't have a sell option, do I? There's shop, but... Oh, they can stack in the convoy. Does restock. Oh, so is that gonna be the Shadow Dragon thing where it lets you combine stuff of lower... Let me see. Stock. No? you could combine 2 items with less than max weapon durability, and it restored the weapon durability based on how many uses was between the 2 of them. Oh, you can't use a javelin. You're not even barely at, almost not even at the D rank yet. Okay. Isadora could probably use the steel sword a little bit more than Uther could. She still has only 5 con, unfortunately. She needs... I wish they had given her more con. I think she only has, like... She might only have 5 con as a paladin in Fire Emblem 7. It was decent for her aid, but it kind of put to waste a lot of her speed because it just went to compensating for weapon weight. Alright, so she's stuck to swords. Not a whole lot else I can do inventory-wise. Can't access the list. Alright. Magnus and Sybil. Alright. Since this is GBA style, I do only get 5 conversations to play with, and Harken dying didn't free up one of Isadora's. Do I go in and just to see all the conversations, or do I try to save them in the event that I do end up playing enough on this particular version of the game to run up against the limit? I can save at least. I'll just see what they have to say. I probably need as much boosts as I can. That was a surprisingly passive-aggressive. I thought she was being sarcastic at first, but I'm not sure that she is anymore. That'll still makes me chuckle. In like 10 chapters, this has already done a better job of characterizing Ilia than all 2 of the games in this universe. Support level increased. Now for something completely different. Did we skip? No? It just does an awkward timing on the speech bubbles. Garden March. Grass as tall as a horse. She has a sister, a milk sister. If you take it like Roy and Wolt, then they're not blood sisters, but they are raised together. And he doesn't know what her name was. Oh, okay. Miss my feather bed more than my sister. The more ordinary support after that last one, though. Alright, what does Aerie have to say? Mistress. Oh, I might have missed her scrunched up face. I was just reading the text, and I do forget that they change expressions a lot more so than they did in the original games here. Aerie, what are you teaching Madeline? Is it easy to get into? No, it is not. That was a casual conversation about femdom, if I have ever heard one. Yeah, sure. See, I've used up all of my... Oh, Augustus can heal. Oh yeah, he can. War training. Let's get Magnus promoted. Maybe. Oh, this is definitely not in Magnus's favor. Speaking of getting dominated. Has Magnus won yet? Oh, he's all out. He's spent. He didn't get much experience from that after all, did he? Oh, so you're limited by who can fight back. Maybe I wonder if she could actually equip the yeah. That's fair. I hadn't noticed until just now, but yeah. Well, it was good for the other ones. Everyone did gain something out of it. Hopefully Sybil can get some weapon experience. You actually pay attention to who gets how much experience here. I mean, it might be the level differential, but it looked like they both got... The two combatants got similar experience, but one of them is higher level than the other. So I got Tony and Asar, the only options here. A little surprised Asar's not doubling her, but I wasn't not really comparing my player units stats against each other in a way prior to this. It'll be interesting to see how they balance the game around this feature, since it's not abusable, but it is a good boon. Alright. Hell or high water. Yeah, I kind of expected Fog of Wars. I got a torch from a village, and then the torch fell on the floor when Harkin died, and no one picked it up. Still can't get Marcus's name right. Huh. Etruria is not known for its tactical prowess. It just throws raw power at stuff until it folds, I guess. Yeah. Freed. Yeah. Okay, so this is the chapter I was just thinking about. Remembering that, oh, I've seen a chapter of this game that I haven't played yet. And this is it. This is probably it. I do remember Uther getting drunk. As a better thoughts here. I'm gonna get the alcohol. Hey, Vargas. This is a pretty far away from ports. What are you doing on land? And how do you know Uther? Drunk is a status. Hey look, Harkin's corpse. The Vargas summoning tool. It's hard to see when you're dead. Should we wake Eagler? No, let's wake the lady. Pickled. Yeah, he's an ally. For now, at least. Female druid? I also do kind of like that while they're hinting at Harkin and Isadora, they're not pushing it super hard right now. And I kind of understand Madeline and Hussar, but Harkin Isadora is a little more optional. Who is that? The member of the Akatsuki? Who are you? Oh, it's Nime. I suppose I should have guessed that. She's already a druid, which is also pretty awesome. But I mean, she's ancient in 6. Lenny no laughs. Hey, she's the auguries. He's still, of course he's still drunk. Shush. He actually looks a little too young to be acting like that. He is quite colorful. So there will be brigands coming over mountains. From the east rides axes and flame. Flares. Horse slayers, of course. Lenny is a thief, or whatever his actual name is. Alright, so I should have the new units. They're not showing up here, though. Are they... Oh, they're NPCs, they're not mine. Yep. Uther's pretty drunk. Skill, speed, and vision reduced. That's neat. Appropriate. Can't rescue or visit, as he shouldn't. There's a village over there. I mean, he could, but he shouldn't. Ooh, what is this? A crossbowman? Heavy infantry. Strength to wield crossbows. What does that actually mean? Doesn't need to be a strong wielder. It helps, however. Bows might multiplied strength instead gives attack speed. So, was that multiplied by 2? And then, alright, that's interesting. So attack speed is... At least you got a torch, because I didn't get the last one. Oh, Nime isn't gonna fight with me. Oh well. So you got 3 NPC. They do move around, but they're reasonably sturdy. I just need to make sure they don't die. He doesn't move. I believe I can actually recruit Fargus this chapter, if I remember correctly. I want this village, but I want to be able to make sure I can do that safely, too. I can't move Leonard, okay? Should be able to throw his... Yeah, throw his knives. Skill boost strength, yeah. I have to pull in from the north at the start. Once I get this village with my calves, I'll pull back. I want to get this village as well, but I may have to wait until Sybil promotes. Yes, they do in fact have a conversation. I don't know if it's still a conversation, but it's a conversation. Alright, let's go. Give this an attempt. I might not be able to do it on the first go. In which case, since it is getting kind of late, if I do have to... if I do encounter a lose condition, I will just stop for the night and try again next week. So, hoping here that the AI is affected by the Fog of War like I am. There are games, strategy games that do that. I was just reading earlier that Advance Wars Dual Strike, the AI is as blind as the player in Fog of War, and that's really what Fog of War is supposed to do as an equalizer, and it just becomes a crutch for the enemy when the AI can see through it perfectly, but the player can't. Oh, right. They're down there. But they're not there just yet, so I have some time. Hoping Horse Slayers don't come out immediately. Gonna need... unless I crit. Let's see. Nope. One less damage, but that's alright. How much defense? 9 defense? Oof. And steel lances now. So, like, I'm taking a beating here. He's still doing pretty well there for drunk. I mean, that's mostly the Lance Reaver doing that work. Okay, so I wanted to kill this guy with Sybil, but if Sybil promotes into a Peg Knight, there's an archer right here. So I kind of can't do that, can I? My hands are weirdly tied. You are NPC. You still have only 5 defense. You know, that airy Madeline conversation, but calm down, Hasar. She did get a weapon level up from training. I must have missed it. Probably. Inspiration. This should be diverting. barrier staff. Who hasn't moved yet? Oh, I have to make the supply wait. For a second there, I thought he was going to attack 3 times, and I'm like, what? But it was just an end post-attack animation of reloading. Ow. Still a little disconcerting. I'm not used to seeing so many post-animation attacks. Interesting. Enemies using flare as well. An arm scroll? Nice. Yeah, that was worth getting. I'm just gonna retreat now. Let's see. It's a lot of damage, but it shouldn't be enough to kill. Oh, this one won't actually give me anything. And she just walks out. I need to be wary of animal folk. I still can't double. Yeah, I'm gonna need Uther's Claymore there. And I still can't casually promote Sybil because there's another archer over here. Not that I have an easy way of getting in on them anyway. Can't double an armor? 6, 9, yeah, just barely can't. I don't want to get her in there because she's gonna get bullied. Having to make the supply wait is gonna be real annoying real fast. What was I just... Oh, that's their inventories. So can he be poisoned and drunk at the same time? Ow. He needs that promotion badly. Does like no damage, has no double ability. Oh, he is not a... That is not a mage. Just now. Here you go. I'm not sure why you just put another one there. But okay. Poison and drunk do apparently stack. Great. But at least Guts is kicking in. So what did he just learn? Disruption? Attack versus magic, okay. Need to get Eagler out of there, as he is in danger. Meanwhile, Magnus can hold the line. Oof. 7, 5. So what's different about this that this one has only 5 attack speed? He's not being weighed down. He's got the speed +1 apparently. Ugh, need one more point of movement. Does anyone have shove? Strength minus weight. Added to... I guess. Though I thought the other crossbowman had the same amount of attack speed as he had strength. It was 8 and 8, but I don't remember what his speed was. I thought it was lower. I thought it was only like 6 or 6 or something, because Tony couldn't double. Try to get some eyes over here a bit more. Who has torch? You've got torch. Perfect. Kinda need the torch a little more than the conversation, though I am curious. Okay. Coast should be clear over here. In which case, I'm gonna draw Uther back. Oh, there's a support. 9. So no, this will only bring him to 19. Nope, end of conversation. Support level increased. Oh, so it is your fault. So yeah, that helps her get a little bit more power. And now we should have Peg Knight, which may not have been a great option for a Fog of War map, but okay. Thanks for joining, John. But she needed that defense, she needed that speed. And more importantly, she's a flyer now. But Isadora is still in a bit of trouble here. 16. Well, she's got 19 hit points left, and she should have enough speed to avoid getting doubled. Because this crossbowman's really slow. She'll be in quite a bit of pain, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, right? Since he can kind of get around anyway, I might as well heal up. They've got supports, so they should help. Ouch. So there they are, coming out of the north. For a second there, I thought he was actually targeting him with a staff. I'm still, I suppose, kind of operating under the assumption that they can see me even when they can't. Hey look, it's Vargas. Yeah, needed another person. Unfortunately, he's also drunk, which makes him vulnerable. Swim. He hasn't got an 8 support with the C. That's rich. Ooh, you've got a red gem. Let's see. 3, not great, but not terrible either. It's not super favorable, but not awful either. Gonna pull back. See what he has to say to Leonard. You consoling him, or are you just stabbing that knife in deeper? I kind of want to fly out here and see, but it's not awful. Not bad, but he needs his hat. Suppose he needed his hat before, too. How many supports do I have? No, it's just Hassar and Sybil, and then there's a conversation between Madeline and Hassar. Technically, unless there's more stuff hiding out there, if I went out with Sybil... that actually looks like it could be safe. And she can't double still. Because she's a Peg Knight with 10 speed. I mean, this was level 1, but she should have been Peg Knight from the start, honestly. Okay, so speed -1. Alright, so we've got a difference of 2 now, and it's only a -1 speed, so it's definitely closer to your theory, Pat, but I'm not sure we haven't entirely arrived at the formula yet. Gotta take 20 damage from that. But she could survive, it's just I don't think she's gonna do a whole lot in retaliation. The 11 attack. Man, she needs might really bad. She needs strength really badly. Should be. I think this. You got a javelin, but not enough speed to be real threatening with it. I can afford this. So 6 attack speed, 6 attack speed, 17 attack. I get 9 damage. Probably not worth that much of a trade-off though, unfortunately. I wanted to get some damage on the crossbowman, but I'm gonna end up worse off for letting that engagement happen. She's interesting, but she's still suffering from these trainee stats. Yeah, I kind of expected that. He might double me. Yep. He won't. Oh, I can actually stall them out there a little bit with some flying shenanigans. Unfortunately, I can't hit the cleric anymore because then Tony's in danger. Don't kill her. Crap, they're gonna end up killing her. I wanted that red gem. Oh, there's a visitable house down there. I didn't notice. Can I get down there in time? Possibly. Eagler might actually be able to make it. I may want Eagler somewhere else though, so I probably should send Isadora instead. Nice favorable matchup. Defense, huh? Interesting. There's disruption at work. Oh, Fargus actually is surprisingly good resistance. I am rather impressed with that. Bring Eagler over to this side. Start preparing for the wave coming up there. These guys have... okay, they've got their own vulneraries. Fargus isn't a trainee, he's a full-fledged unit with that, or a proper unpromoted unit, I guess. Sar's not quite in range to do anything. The weapon levels don't, yeah, oh, they do distinguish between fire, wind, and lightning. Okay, I hadn't noticed before. Take out the one that does, well, I was gonna hope to take out the one that does the most damage. Great. I mean, I know he's drunk and all, but 88%. .88% didn't have to end like this. I'm not confident he will live through this turn. Yeah. If he had taken out that mage, then he might have had more of a chance. 6 damage. He doesn't take too much from the... soldier, but this mage is just going to come in and double him again from range. So this might be it for tonight, which is okay, because it is getting kind of late. And I'll know how to better approach this chapter next time. Let's see what happens. Priest actually could not double. Or not the priest, the monk. Wow, back to full. Yeah. Unless he needs to dodge one, otherwise he's dead. Nope. Do you have a special drunk dead quote? Nope. That was surprisingly lucid. See, times like this make me miss the Mila's turn wheel, though that probably would have still given me game over, even if it was echoes. But darn. Oh well. Okay, so as I said, that's it for tonight. I'll give that another try next week. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and hoping there's still more to keep going for afterwards. But have a good night.